Men Talk.
Body beautiful or couch potato? Are women really the vainer sex? Pumping iron, male cosmetics and men's fashion magazines are all on the increase. So why do most men pretend that they never give their appearance a second thought? Body matters on tonight's Men Talk. The three of you have said so far that it's been very important at one point in time or sometime in your life to build your confidence up. You really needed that kind of that sense of your own physicality. What about you, Bobby? I mean, obviously you can't do what these guys do. Do you need that kind of thing to build up your confidence?
No, not really. I always had, like you said, a very quick wit, very sharp with my tongue and fought people with my mind because I had to. Sometimes I wanted to get up and really hit them hard, you know, but I never felt it was a need to get massive to do that.
Yeah.
Not retaliative at all, just dealt with them with my tongue. I found out much better. The words stayed in their mind far longer than a punch in the face.
So you've never really needed what these guys needed. You've had to develop another way of doing that.
Yeah, I had to develop, especially my torso, just to keep fit.
Have you always been in a wheelchair?
Always been in a wheelchair, and I started to get curvature of the spine when I was about 16. So I exercised ever since. I still exercise now, 10 years later. You know, I'm straight.
Danny suggested something in what you said, that there's a kind of peer pressure there to build yourself up from being really to be a real man. Do you feel that you're maybe lacking those qualities, not being able to do what this guy does?
Well, I do what he does. I do not compete, but I do weight train 3 times a week at a gym to keep myself fit with a physiotherapist. But that is for a different reason. Yeah. I mean, I feel I'm big enough already. I don't want to get any bigger, because if I do, I could cause the reverse effect of what I'm doing. But there was a lot of peer pressure at school to do the same, because a lot of wheelchair guys, you must have seen, they're huge, and they overdid it totally. And now I see them 10 years later and their backs have gone. They've got severe problems with their hips going up towards their lung. It's not my game.
Looking at these guys and what they've been saying, do you feel that they're coming from a kind of, there's a bit of vanity involved there?
Well, I know from when doing things like that myself, there's an element of looking in the mirror and going, oh, I wonder, look a bit better. So there's definitely a vanity about it, definitely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
The only thing I'd say is, well,
even yourself, okay. Yeah. Your torso, okay, you could look good. Or you do look, well, I don't know, I haven't seen you.
I have no complaints from any female person because I put a lot of sensuality in it. I did before I had kept fit, and I do still. I agree, I just wanted to bring myself up to where I could express myself fully for movement's sake, rather than just physical ability.
But there is a balance there.
Attracted to you?
Well, I've never had any complaints, as I say. I get on exceedingly well with women because I like to talk with them, you know.
Well, they like you because you communicate well. I mean,
I think communicate well, make them feel at ease, and I'm not exactly threatening. I'm not going to be going over them going, hey, you want me?
Did you have physical relationships with women?
Yes. Love it. Absolutely adore it. Can't get, you know, it's just, I like being close to people, I think. The chair has a ability to sort of intensify my desire to be close to people, because you can't all the time get very close to them, because it's a bit like an island you're in the middle of, and people don't step into it and you don't step out of it.
What about, how do women react to you? Bobby, have you ever thought, has it ever been important to you, the size? It seems to be on the edge of men's tongue all the time.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but this leg is false. It's really my dick, you know. No, it bloody doesn't. I find lots of other interesting things to do with my face and anything else, as well as, and combined with every other part of my body.
What about you two? Okay, guys, well, you're kind of agreed on that, because this kind of argument could go on forever, because Tony is particularly intransigent about that. I mean, he has a particular view on life, and is traditional or not, he's going to follow it. Bobby, how do you see it? Do you see it as something that's evolving and changing, developing maybe? A man in the 90s.
Oh God. I hope so, for everybody else's sake. I mean, all this, you know, being traditionalist is a load of bollocks, if you ask me. I mean, it means that myself and Howard can't get accepted on normal terms when we're probably light years ahead of them in our own thoughts and minds.
Bye.